Hello, John and Nadya Melton with MyLifestyleAcademy.com. We want to give you 6 tips on prospecting cold market.
Now this is an awesome conversation.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a network marketer, at some point, you're going to run out of warm market, right? Hopefully, at some point, you've talked to just about everybody you know. And even if you haven't, maybe you want to just fill in some time in your schedule with cold leads, turning them into potentially business partners.
Right.
Now, tip number 1.
So let's talk about this. First of all, it's all about your mindset. See, so you need to stop thinking of yourself like a salesperson, like you're the one that needs them. And now your posture is that you are a business developer. You're interviewing people to see if they're qualified to work with you. So stop selling and start interviewing. So that's our tip number 1. Tip number 2, John.
Use a tool, use a process, something that's duplicatable in order to expose the leads to your business. So if you have someone that's interested, that's a lead, right? But if you share a DVD with them and they get started, now they, because of that duplicatable philosophy, will probably do with their prospects what you did with them. So now they can share the DVD, or they can share the link, or they can invite out to a home meeting or a webinar. Whatever tool or process you use, you want it to be other than yourself. You don't want to be the deal, because if you're not a good presenter, then you're going to be in trouble.
That's going to be a hindrance.
Here's what's even worse, is if you actually do sign them up and you did all the talking, now that person will try to do what you did, and that is not duplicatable.
That is not the key to success. So you need to use a process other than yourself. So let us give you some examples. That could either be a sales funnel, like if you have a capture page system and they opt into your website, they put their name and email address to go through 1, 2, 3 to take a look at the overview. Or maybe it's a local lead and you invite them out to a local event, whether it's a home event, a hotel event. Maybe your company does 3-way calls or presentation calls. So whatever your process is, you have got to use that process to present to your leads. That's number 2. Number 3, let's talk about this. You have got to fill your pipeline. You need to work as many leads, talk to as many prospects, and usually it takes about 90 days to create that flow.
To be clear, that's pipeline, right?
What did I say?
Kind of sound like pop line.
Oh.
That's sexy accent.
Oh. So that's that. That was number 3.
Number 4, use a follow-up system. You know, you've got to have a system in place. You got to get organized. There's no excuse for having people slip through the cracks, which is why we like using a CRM, which is an online database that you can utilize. We use MyDuplicationAcademy.com. There's lots of CRMs out there, but at the end of the day, you got to get organized. I'm very structured with my follow-ups, and people will say, well, do I call them every day? Do I call them every other day? It depends on the person. If someone's super interested, it's a totally different follow-up than someone that on a scale of 1 to 10, they're a 2, right? So you got to get good at that, and that's a training topic for another day, and maybe we can link to this video.
Yes, we can do that.
But number 5 is to think long term. So you're going to go through a lot of numbers. You're going to talk to a lot of people, and there's going to be people that say yes. There's going to be people that say no, which is really just not now. And there's going to be maybes. All right. So just be okay with the fact that some people may join today and some people may join 10 years from now. But if you have long-term vision, it shouldn't matter. And what's tip number 6?
And number 6, here's the big one here, is connect with them on Facebook. So as you go through your interviewing process and you identify those leads that are so sharp that you have that connection with, it is the very best thing you can do, especially if you follow our teaching and you set up your Facebook profile to give you instant credibility and likability. Because at the end of the day, if you can take somebody that doesn't love you, know, or trust you just yet, and now they become a part of your Facebook community, and now they're watching your post, and they realize that you're a valuable leader, don't you see how that actually is going to help them in making the right decision?
Like, how many times have we bumped into somebody at a restaurant, grocery store, a baseball game, and they're like, oh, I watch all your videos.
Right.
You know, and they probably don't
so
literally
crazy.
watch all of them. They think they do. They probably
ones that
watch.
they see in the news.
Yeah, exactly. They probably watch a lot of videos. But the point is, so just because they said no, not now,
right?
Now you're connected on Facebook. Now they're watching you. And Nadia loves the line.
Most people are like Santa. They're always watching.
So,
and you know, this actually could be part of number 4. So we talk about use a follow-up system. So if you have a CRM,
that's part of the system.
You're building your email list, but then you're also building your, let's say, Facebook list or whatever kind of social media platform you use as your hub.
Yeah.
And then also I recommend, and this is what, John, you're great at, not to come back to number 4, but I think this is just kind of, I'm going with it. But also he has a manual follow-up book as well that you ought to have. So that way you don't have any people fall through the cracks. So you're building your audience, you're building your following.
And in my follow-up book, I put little notes about each person. And I can go back through that book anytime. Like, I have some downtime. Let me go through and look at some of my exposures and let me do some follow-ups.
And those are the best personal exposures that you put in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Only good people. Maybe it's from a 3-way call, from someone else's introduction, or it's a personal. But I put the best people in there. And we can also attach a link for the follow-up book.
We'll actually include the follow-up book link so you can print it out and have that as an example. So that was really perfect.
And then we have an awesome webinar for those of you that want to take it to the next level that we did with a gentleman that's personally enrolled over 70 people in the last 12 months from leads, and he's going to talk about what he says, the scripts that he uses, some of his
basically
methods,
how to have success calling leads.
Exactly.
So we're going to put a link below if you're ready to dive deeper. If you go, hey Nadia, hey John, listen, I need to recruit minimum 2 to 5 people a month, through cold leads. This is an awesome avenue because it's instant gratification. You can call, you can buy 20 to 50 leads today, and now you have an abundance of leads. I'm telling you right now, the key to success in business as an entrepreneur, you've got to be in the abundance mindset. See, so if you have no people to talk to, that's how you feel anyway. And if your list is 5 people, you naturally feel scarcity. And when you feel scarcity and you go to those people, they feel it, right? Because 93% of communicating is not our words, but it's actually our body language. So it's so very important to get yourself some leads. Make sure you are in abundance mindset. You have an abundance of people to talk to about your opportunity. So that way, what happens?
Well, you don't want to have the attitude of, dude, I really need you to join.
Oh, please don't do that.
It does not work. I need to pay my car payment next month. So if you're in that situation, that's no bueno.
Right. That's it. We said it. So hopefully this video is really valuable to you. And can you comment below this video and let us know if you had a big aha moment, what was your biggest takeaway, and if you are calling leads already, hey, listen, we wanted to give you a huge high five. Like if we could reach over through the screen and high five you.
I got you, babe. I won't leave you hanging.
Thank you, John. So thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you in our next video.
Yes.